Supergirl number 18, written by Frank Hanna, art by Robson Roca. Last issue was Hell on Earth, both metaphorically and physically. So this one is basically a brand new story, but the only thing you need to remember is that Kara got kryptonite poisoning from her fight with Hell. So we pick up on Lex Luthor, who's just enjoying yard time because I guess he's in prison and they let him just lounge about with guns trained on him and like a super cannon as well. And there's this warden there who's like, oh, make a move, Luthor. I dare you. I double dare you. I want to shoot you so bad. But he's just chilling out in a chair right in the middle of the yard. And we see that he's not actually chilling, but he's hooked up some sort of biomechanical thing that allows him to have a meeting with some sort of team inside of his brain. And he's like, okay, Hell on Earth happened, team. That much is crazy. We're still trying to figure out what all is going on here. But hey, did anybody notice during that fight that there is a Supergirl? And so he zooms in on that and is like, well, this is interesting. She looks like she's been poisoned. So then we cut to Kara, I think 2 weeks later, where she has basically been held in a space station that is orbiting the sun. And it's called the Proxima 1, and it's run by Dr. Veritas. And she's like, hey, we sent you up there to try to just purge all the kryptonite from your body. And yeah, you're like super powered right now, but your powers are still a little bit on the fritz, and you need to be aware of that. And Supergirl's like, I don't feel like I'm on the fritz. I feel like I'm fine. And she's like, okay, well, I know for a fact your powers are still a little on the fritz. So take it easy. Stay up here for a while, and then we'll let you go down. And she's like, nah, I feel great. Teleport me down. She's like, all right, well, I'm not in the business of trying to kidnap super people, so I'll teleport you down in no time. And we see Luthor is talking with some of his mental things. One of them has like Brainiac parts on them, so just that might be a thing. But either way, Supergirl teleports out from the Proxima 1 where they had her tracked to before they can trace her anywhere else. And it's like, all right, well, no, she may be gone, but we'll find her eventually now that we know she exists. So then, down in the block, somewhere near the center of the Earth, Supergirl teleports in, and she just, like, bursts her way out through the teleport room, slams a bunch of robots away, and then just flies out, because she is nowhere near willing to deal with this. Cut to Star Enterprises, where Karen Starr, a.k.a. Power Girl from Earth 2, is watching on the news the fight between Supergirl and Hell, and she's like, wait a minute, that girl looks really familiar. And also, I suddenly feel really sick. What is going on here? Go back to Supergirl. She's flying through the center of the Earth trying to get out. And then all of a sudden her powers go on the fritz and she crashes into some lava. And then there is a woman who pops out of the lava who says, boy, oh boy, I hate you Kryptonians. And it turns out this woman was from Superboy number 3, where she showed up with just as little information, and she was threatening Superboy. So this lava woman's just trying to kill Supergirl because Krypton did some bad stuff to whatever planet she came from. And Supergirl's like, yeah, I don't really want to deal with this. So she grabs hold of the lava lady, flies her up out of the center of the planet into space, and then her powers conk out again, so she ends up passing out. They then proceed to crash back down under Earth, and we see the narration here is between Lex Luthor and one of his minions named Alfina, and it's like, oh, how did you know we would find her again so quickly, Mr. Luthor? And it's like, it's maths, standard deviations and whatnot. And we see the Lava Girl is still okay. She managed to survive, but she just melts back down into the core. But in the meantime, some military people have shown up, run by General Garrison, and they're like, oh, contain the Supergirl. General Garrison wants her contained. So Supergirl has been taken by the military, and then back at Star Enterprises, Karen Starr passes out in the middle of a presentation, and she's like, what in the world is happening to me? Okay. It's a different writer. It's a different direction. I'm not opposed to it. It sounds like it's got an interesting thing at least. But I do think this is one of those things where there should be just a little bit more explanation to it, because A, pulling that lava girl literally out of your ass, and by ass I mean Superboy number 3, is a deep pull. And the fact that the only little editor's note they gave is like, check out Superboy number 3. It's like, no, you need more than that. You're just pulling this out of nowhere, and it just so happens to be, yeah, whatever. So I'm at least interested in the direction that we're finally going to get the Supergirl Power Girl crossover. I think that that's been a long time coming. That being said, this issue felt a little bit too full. We got Lex Luthor, we got Dr. Veritas, we got Karen Starr, we got Lava Lady, we got some army group coming after Supergirl. There's a lot. I think we could have trimmed this down by like 2 or 3 different characters and just let it be what it is. On top of that, you got Lex Luthor's... You remember Spy Kids 3D, where Sylvester Stallone had like a little thing of himself in his head that he talked to? It felt like that. Like there were 3 of them. One of them was like a hulking brute. One of them was Brainiac, weird stuff. And then one of them was just like a ball of light. So yeah, don't ever compare yourself to Spy Kids 3D Supergirl. Anyway, I'm going to give this one a... I gotta say 6.5. I really want to give it the 7, but it hasn't earned it. It's close but no cigar. And on top of that, I feel that the Power Girl artwork in specific is, I don't know, there's something different about it and just doesn't seem to suit her. So yeah, 6.5.